We are now being joined by Bremmer, President of Eurasia Group, also into this conversation. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your time. Just before you joined, sir, we were talking to Joseph M. Chalil, and he said that the repercussions that India is facing amidst this geopolitical conflict in West Asia is perhaps a short-term pain for a long-term gain. Do you reckon with that thought?
It depends on how you define short term. I mean, there's no question that the impact for India as well as for economies all over the world is not just about oil. It's not just about gas. It's also about plastics. It's also about fertilizer. I mean, you are suspending the global supply chain from a critical choke point, and that's going to have knock-on effects for months and months. So it is going to impact the global economy in a much more severe way, I think, than the IMF updated outlook showed earlier this week. Long term, I agree that all sides are going to have to find a way to get the strait back open. And they'll also create resilience, and they'll create alternatives for these supply chains so that they don't have that level of vulnerability to predation going forward. But this is not a few weeks and over. Even in the best case scenario, where an agreement in Islamabad is announced by Trump, which I think he wants to do, and then, by the way, that agreement is implemented fully by the Iranians, the United States, not to mention by bystanders that have been antagonists like Israel, like the Houthis, and that's a much less certain proposition.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Bremmer. But I have another question, and I was also asking this to Mr. Chalil. Given the repercussions that India has faced so far, as you mentioned, the IMF has come out and also revised global growth, and there's been a revision in terms of India's economy as well. Although our inflation does stand in our comfort zone at the moment, but if the conflict had to continue, it is going to have its ripple effects on our economic health as well. According to you, how do you think India is standing geopolitically, especially given the fact that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had a conversation with Trump and they discussed what's happening currently in West Asia? And do you think the Strait of Hormuz continues to be a choke point, even though Trump claims that he has permanently opened that strait?
Well, until it's open, it's closed. This is not Schrodinger's Strait. As of right now, there's a blockade. But the reason that people are more optimistic is because there's also a ceasefire. That's a hell of a lot better than bombs and missiles going off in Iran and in the Gulf, much more dangerous when the war is on. And also because Trump continues to tell the American people, as well as other countries, that this war is going to be over in short order. Trump told the American people in a primetime address, the only one he's had on Iran war, that within 2 to 3 weeks, this war would be over. So next week, done. He told Maria Bartiromo on Fox Business just a few hours ago, this war is almost over. It's going to be finished. He's feeling good about the Islamabad talks that he believes will be rescheduled for a second round in short order. There were 21 hours of talks between the vice president of the United States and a high-level Iranian delegation that included experts. And so, yes, I think Trump, who's the person that decided unilaterally to start this war, and he decided what the war goals were, has now decided unilaterally he wants to end this war because it's too costly and too unpopular for him. And he's changing the war goals. You'll notice that he's not talking about rescuing the Iranian people anymore, as he did at the beginning of the war. He's saying that he could end the war now. It would take them 20 years to rebuild. Well, how are the Iranian people going to be rescued if it takes them 20 years to rebuild? That's no longer a war goal for President Trump. Why not? Because he can't achieve it. But that at least means that Trump understands that he needs to change and moderate his war goals so that he can end the war.